Alright, Shalom, or praise to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai. They were honestly the apostles at Great Millstone, man. Ruling well. Now, this video here, what I'm going to do quickly is just go into Matthew 24 and stuff. Because basically what I want to say is that we're in it, where this channel is called The End is Nigh. And the spirit that the men of the Yahweh were asking was, when is the signs of your coming? And that's a vibration that we're supposed to be pushing out there, is about, Yahweh's return. And that's what, starting with the apostles at Great Millstone, that's what everybody's doing. Hence why if you look at the apostles' the apostles' sit-downs, at the back it says the end of your world. So let me start with Acts, and then Acts 1 and 6. It says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? So that's what they was asking, man. Wilt thou at this time, right now in the Roman Empire, restore the kingdom to Israel? And if you know anything about the Roman Empire, they fell by hands of revolts, inwardly and outwardly, but mainly when you had like Septimius Severus and stuff, and the gladiators that rose up and then basically started, taking over Rome and stuff like that. That's what they basically did, because Rome was getting fought by the barbarians and stuff like that. So over time, but the Lord had it where the Jakes, because you had Jakes that were up in the gladiator spots and stuff like that, had certain positions in Rome and stuff like that. Then so the Lord set up where they overtook it, and it was sitting up in Rome as leaders, like you had Constantine, so they was actually sitting on those thrones. And there was a couple of men before Constantine and stuff like that. You had I think they called it, there was 4 of them. I forget the names, bear with me, because I haven't, I'm trying to, it's a memory jog, but you had a lot of different emperors. You can look them up, that was there anyway. But yeah, so basically that's what happened. So this time round, this is the revival of the Roman Empire, and where Yahushua gave us the signs of the end and his time to come. Now I'm going to go to that scripture. Actually, with this, it says, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. Okay, but ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you. Ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. Now let's skip to date, Matthew 24. That's what he said to them back then. And now we're back, because John got when John was on the island of Patmos, he got the visions of the Rome going down for 1,000 years. Satan, the great dragon, the deceiver. Okay, and then you got the kingdom, the beast kingdom, coming into power. For a short season. That's the time we're in. So let me read this, Matthew 24, and 3. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be done, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Now notice that's what the disciples, that's what their main focus was. When are you going to subdue? When are you going to sit up as a king of this earth? That's what we're supposed to be focused on. You can clearly see that that's what the disciples were focused on, Peter and them. That's what they was thinking about. So for all you people saying that you want to stay here, then you out your mind, and you got transgenders, bro. You know what I mean? What's wrong with you? You crazy. So I'm going to go into one or two of the signs here. It says, I'll skip down to 5. It says, this is where he starts explaining what some of the signs are. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Well, Caesar Borgia did that in the 1400s. And then in this day and age, you've had, you know, in these centuries that we're living in, you've had many false Christs. You've had people, all types of Christians and so-called Jews, people saying, yeah, they're the Messiah. You've had many people doing that, many of them black niggas, you know, jumping up saying that they're the one. But all these images, all these idols, they're not the one. And ye shall hear of wars and rumours of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Because there's going to be the war to end the Great War. And we're talking about World War. The scripture says in Revelations that he had power to make fire come down from the heaven and the sun. That's Esau and his technology, man. You know, atomic bombs and stuff. Or I think, you know, that his fire, his technology. That's what he does. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Now, you got nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. You got it on national levels and you know, country-wise levels, where you got Russia rising up against America now. And that's the big threat, the Soviet Union coming back. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the Lord setting it up, which is going to be a devastating thing, man. We're talking about big politics, big war games. Then you got the little protests that are going on in the streets all the time, Black Lives Matter, or, you know, there's been all types of different protests, man. You just check these years, 2017, 2016, 15. You check out the amount of protests that's been going on. There's instability on those streets, bro. We're living in a time where there's chaos going on. Syria protests, stop the violence in Lebanon, all of them different protests, man. You know, places like this. You know, come on. Palestine and all of that. It says, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. There's going to be famines when they implement the RFID chip, because they're going to shut down Tesco's, man. They're going to, because they're going to control the source. Even though they control the source of food, now they want to control all the source of any kind of food whatsoever, on every single level. That's what they want to do. And that's part, when you read about the New World Order animals, they say that's what they want to do. They want to have it where the end of the line say they want to distribute, they want free energy and free food, but they say that it's gonna be at like a main source, and they give it free. That's total control of it. You might say, yeah, well, everything's gonna be free sources of energy and stuff, but if they're controlling it, so how is it free? They're telling you right there. Anyway, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And how's that happening? Through the internet. You got people that got a problem with the internet. While it's technology, the Lord, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the internet. It's, you know what I mean? It's what you do. It's what you use it for, bro. And then we're using it to propagate the word. So when you check your analytics, it's global, all over the world, bro. Okay. Let me skip some of this now. Because I just wanted to hit certain points. But pray that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. And the elites, you know, it's more likely that they're going to try and shut things down in the winter because, you know, if it's sunny, people ain't going to have that much of a problem being outside because it's going to be hot. But if it's cold and there's no heating in no houses, you're going to be fucked. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. So that's how you know it's talking about this time. Because that's the time when you read Daniel's 1:12 and 1, where he says, Michael the great prince standeth for thy people, man. So this is a couple of signs I wanted to hit. And obviously if you sin, you know, there was this supposed, you know, thing with Putin getting attacked, his car, and the driver died. So, you know, whatever the thing is behind that, it's just showing you that we're in the time of war games, bro. You know, with things like that happening, bro, it just shows you that, you know, pretty much our main job is to declare this stuff, because this is the time we're in, bro. This is a part of the prophecies that we're living in. It's a beautiful thing, because we're so close to getting out of here. That's why endurance, he said it, ye that endure to the end. Endure what? Not being awake to what reality is, and then still being stuck in this infested place, okay, where the food's polluted, there's trannies walking around, Esau's indoctrinated your kids with any of his lies that he wants to put on them. You know, righteousness not being upholded. Come on, do we need to go on? So, you know, that was the point I wanted to bring out in that. And stay up, man. But in the end, because this is, like I said, this is what we're going to keep pushing out here in the spirit, man. Okay. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to say double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Shalom.